showing you some ideas this morning to help you with your creativity and your card making. So please, when you get the notification, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. So today is Thursday, the 5th of April, and if you're seeing the numbers up in the top, the top corner of your screen, then that shows that I'm actually live. If you're watching this back later on and you can't see the numbers and the time ticking over, then that means you're watching the replay. But I welcome everybody to the live stream or to the replay. So welcome. So as I said, please, when you jump on, if you're watching the replay or if you're watching live, please let me know that you're on. Say hello. Hello, Karen. Yes, you're catching me live. So this is my normal Thursday morning live segment. So I wanted to actually concentrate on just adding texture to cards today. So I've got some couple of fun things in my mind of what I want to do. And as you know, I wing it. I don't really have things pre-designed. I have an idea in my head, but I like to show you the thought process of where I start, where I begin, and all the steps to card making and getting to the finished product in the end. So welcome, welcome. So I'm going to be using a brand new suite of products called it's called the Tea Boutique Suite, but the bundle is called the Cup of Tea Bundle. And the exciting part is this bundle is actually going to be my Stamps Club for the month as well. So I'm super excited. So what actually happens is when I decide what the Stamp Club is going to be, then I like to get the product out and I like to play with it and have a bit of fun with it. And then the design process comes from that. So a lot of the times, a lot of the times, and everybody welcome Rose. Rose earned the incentive trip yesterday morning. Well, yeah, she earned it in the last 24 hours, put it that way. So Rose and I will be able to go on our incentive trip, fingers crossed, next year, and we'll be able to catch up with each other again. So that was super fun. So congratulations, Rose. You've worked really hard. And it's always a huge feat to be able to earn these incentive trips. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of time behind the scenes. But yes, it's super. It's an awesome achievement and it's an awesome bonus for us to look forward to. And we can't wait to be in person and see each other again. It's been way, way, way too long. So a huge congratulations to my friend Rose. Speaking of Rose, we're actually doing a global online Delicious craft party where we will be doing a catalogue launch party. So interested in that, the information or the registration link if you live in Australia is in my show more box down below here on YouTube or up in that description on Facebook. So please, if you're interested in that, the cost is $75, but you'll get $75 in product. We're sending out product to everybody that registers, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if you register in time and we can order it and get it out to you in time, you'll have it to craft along with us. But that's okay if you don't get it in time, you'll have access to the videos, so you'll be able to go back when your product arrives and actually craft along with us. So we're going to be doing live videos. We're going to have giveaways where we're actually going to have a crafting session together. So yes, we're going to be on the same screen together via a Zoom call, and we're going to be crafting together. So anything can happen. So our Craft Delicious party is going to be absolutely awesome. So if you're in the US and you want to join with Rose, then you need to contact Rose at stampersdelight.com. And if you're in Australia, the link is, as I said, in the show more box down below. So you don't want to miss it. It's on the 21st and the 22nd of May this month. So it's in a couple of weeks. So it won't be long. It'll be just around the corner. So make sure you join, and I can tell you it's going to be a super, super fun time. And exactly, Rose is saying a lot of work, but it's well worth it. Join our teams now. Because you know what? The only way we earn these incentive trips is through building our team and running our Stamping Up as a business and working very, very hard behind the scenes. So it is a great opportunity. So, of course, I'm going to be using the Tea Boutique Suite this morning. And and I'm going to show you actually how to add texture. We can add texture through stamping. We can also add texture through using embossing folders. So I'm just going to show you a couple of fun things about using the Tea Boutique suite, and also about adding texture to your cards. So it's going to be super, super fun. So I'm just going to pop you down to my desk now, and I just wanted to show you our catalog has gone live. Our annual catalog is now live. So this is the beauty. It is gorgeous. We have some absolutely stunning things in this catalog, and I'm here to tell you that everything is available. This is, I think, the first annual catalog launch that I think I have known, that everything, all bar the magnetic plate for our cut and emboss machine, is available in this catalog. So I'm telling you, if there was things on your wish list, you're not going to be disappointed, because everything is available to purchase right now. So nothing is out of stock, which is a fantastic, and that's a huge feat on Stampin' Up's behalf, to be able to get everything out and have it available as the launches. So this is the beautiful catalog. Now, to find the Tea Boutique, it's right at the very beginning. It's the first suite that you come to. So it is called Tea Boutique Suite, and I'm just going to pop on the screen. I'm just going to pop the item code number. So there you go, to order the whole suite. Now, Stampin' Up make it really, really fantastic that we are able to order a whole entire suite of products, and we can order that, and we can play around, and everything in that suite is going to match. So the best part about doing that is, as I said, you can order a product suite, you can get it all in, and you know that you can start crafting straight away. Now, the only thing that you would need as an additive to this suite is the in colors, and the in course are fantastic. We have our 5 new in colors. So we have a super, super awesome deal that if you fall in love with this suite when you see me play with it today, we have a starter kit special that you buy 5 in color ink pads for free, plus designer series paper, plus the cards, plus some grid paper to protect your surface. Plus, you could actually pop the Tea Boutique suite into your starter kit and add some more products up to the value of $235. So the product suite is only $117.50. And I am telling you, that and a couple of tools. Take your pick tool, paper trimmer, and you are going to be good to go to get crafting. So Laurie said, just got the tea suite in your pre-order. So it is a beautiful suite. So of course, as I said, it is actually going to be my Stamps Club for the month. So in case you don't know about my Stamps Club, you pay $50. It's a flat rate fee of $50. You get the stamp set, so you will get the cup of tea stamp set, and I just want to show you what it looks like. You're going to get the gorgeous cup of tea stamp set. So it's got some great stamps here with the teacups and the flowers. So we could do so much with this set. And so for $50, you're going to get the stamp set. You're going to get a card kit to make 6 cards, and you're also going to get a video tutorial showing you step by step how to make your 6 cards. So I'm telling you, my monthly Stamps Club is an awesome thing to be a part of. Now, you will find the link to register for my Stamps Club down in the show more box down below. And I just wanted to tell you, Stamps Club, how it works is you pay at the beginning of the month. I design the cards in the middle of the month. I cut the kits at the end of the month, and then I send them out to you. But as soon as you pay your fee for the monthly Stamps Club, I send that stamp set straight to you. So you're going to have your stamp set before your kit and your video even arrives. So you can have a little bit of a play around with it. But then when you actually get your video and your kit, you can craft along with me step by step, making 6 beautiful cards using your Stamps Club kit. So it's a really, really great thing to be a part of. All right. So, of course, we've got, as I said, quite a few things to play around with. So I'll just get rid of that off the screen now so that it doesn't bug you. All right. So let's get to crafting. So the first thing what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the stamp set out, and I wanted to have a bit of a play around. We have some gorgeous paper that goes in this suite. So in the suite, you get 4 of each and they're double-sided papers, okay? So what happens is you've got neutral patterns on the back side of the papers and you've got gorgeous, wonderful patterns. There you go. Look at Karen's comment there. Karen has been one of my most longest standing Stamps Club members. And Karen is actually one of my team members as well, but she has been in my Stamps Club, I think, when it first originated, and she absolutely loves getting her parcel every month with the kit and playing along with crafting along with me. So thank you, Karen. All right, so oh, good morning, Susan. Hello and welcome. So as you can see, we've got the gorgeous designer series paper. So we get 4 of each pattern. And as I said, on the back, you're going to have some gorgeous, now look at that, absolutely stunning. So on the back, you've got a reverse side to each bit of the paper. So we've got lemons here and you've got some fresh freesia on the back there. So it also actually coordinates with some of our older in colors as well, the in colors that we've had for 12 months already. So you can see here, gorgeous color on the back, beautiful colored teacups there, and then a neutral pattern on the back. So that could be Starry Sky or even Orchid Oasis. Beautiful flowers on the front, gorgeous stripes on the back. I'm going to show a comment again. Look at Karen. She's such a good advertisement for me. It's so much fun. I recommend Stamps Club to everyone. It is awesome fun. And you get to be a part of a private group. So being a part of the private group, you get access to all of my previous Stamps Clubs as well. So you can see there a reverse on the side. The back side is a more neutral pattern. Beautiful colored flowers there on the front. So this designer series paper is really, it's got a lot of different options that we could be using with this designer series paper. So the reverse side again, oh, look at that. Okay. And then the reverse side of this one. And then we've got the gorgeous teapots, reverse side there again, beautiful flowers, and the reverse side again. So you can see it's got some gorgeous colors, gorgeous patterns. Now, when it comes to our designer series paper too, what I wanted to show you too is on the back of your designer series paper, it always tells us the coordinating colors that goes with our designer series paper. So Stampin' Up! Actually make it so simple and so easy for us to be able to coordinate our products and to be able to get crafting quick. Because one of the things that we always want to do is we want to get crafting quick and we want to know exactly where we're going and what we're doing. So with the Tea Boutique suite, the coordinating colors are crumb cake, crushed curry, fresh freesia, garden green, orchid oasis, parakeet party, pink, starry sky, sweet sorbet, and Tahitian tide. So our 5 in colors are going to go with it, but we've also got some other colors as well. So so make sure that you always look at your designer series paper in that respect. All right. So what I actually thought to start off with is one thing to show you, and what you'll notice on these reverse sides, can you notice things like this one, for instance? Look at the texture in that. So we can add texture to our cards by just actually using something that actually shows designer series paper that shows texture. So I'm actually going to use this one to start off with and just show you how the texture can come through just in the designer series paper first of all. So I'm going to grab, sorry, you need to bear with me. I just need to go and grab some white cards. Oh no, I've got some right beside me here. What am I talking about? I've got some right beside me here. So we've got this gorgeous, beautiful texture. So I do have to go and grab some of the in-color cardstock. Bear with me for a minute. So we have the in-color cards and envelopes as well, so that go with this suite. Sorry, everyone, I had to just go and get the cardstock from out in the other room. So we have our 5 in colors. So the in colors are actually going to go with it. Now this one here, you can see here, Starry Sky, but also Orchid Oasis could go with this as well. So I'm going to pull out both of those colors. And I'm just going to cut off, I'm going to cut a card base for each, but that will allow me to decide whether I want to use a card base, whether I want to use it as a layer, but we'll have enough to be able to do both. All right, just bear with me and I'll grab my cutter. So as I said, see, you get the whole thought process when it comes with me. Oh dear. All right, so I'm just going to cut 5 3/4 inches there. And I'll leave those other 2 bits over there. And I'll cut that at 8 because that will give me 2 card bases. And then I've got the other over the other side that I can use as layers. All right, so I've got 2 card bases there in case that's what I want to do. All right, so of course, a gorgeous layer of this I'm going to use. And I love doing this. You're going to, like, honestly, if you're a person that likes everything to be neat and tidy, don't watch what I do here now, because some people have a hard time doing this. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tear a strip of this. Okay, I'm just going to tear a strip just like that. Okay, and I'm going to use that as a bit of texture happening down the side of my card here, and you can see straight away it's showing a really, really nice front layer by doing that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some glue and I'm going to glue that onto my basic white piece there. Okay. Oh, I should have cut the basic white piece down, but that's okay. We'll be able to do it. I should have cut it down because it's too big. It's a bigger layer. So I'm going to just do that, okay? Now I'm going to bring in my trimmer because I actually do have to cut this down. So I'm going to cut some off the bottom and some off the top. So I'm just going to bring it in here because I need to cut it down 1/8 of an inch. So that's going to help me. I'm going to cut off my designer series paper that I just stuck on there. All right, and I need to take 1/8 of an inch off this way as well. It needs to go there. Okay. So sorry about that, but that was because I've got these layers cut the way I have. Okay, so we've got that lined up just down the side of our card. And now what I want to do is I just want to take a simple stamped image and create a little bit of an image in behind here, and then we'll pop a sentiment on. So I'm not going to use the cup at the moment. I'm just going to use some of these images just to give my card a little bit of a flowery background in behind, not flowery, leafy background in behind. So I'm going to use the same color that I'm using here in the in colors. Where did I put all my in color inks? Oh, they're over there. So I'm going to bring in some Starry Sky and some Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to stamp a combination of these leafy bits, and then I'll pop a sentiment on. So I'm just going to do Orchid Oasis is a lighter color. So I'm going to do one just there. I'm going to then open up my Starry Sky, which is a little bit darker again. And I'm just going to hopefully pop one, yeah, just there, like that. And I'm going to do the same thing down the bottom here. I'm going to use the darker color. And this is how easy it is to be able to get some gorgeous colors. I'm not going to clean that off because I've stamped off a fair bit. So I'm just going to do that. So you can see there, we've got a couple of leaves and that. Now I'm going to go and grab a label punch, and we'll pop a label on here. Okay. So I think this one is called, yeah, the Label Me Lovely punch. And I've also got a 2-inch punch. So don't go mad on me because I've got a 2-inch punch. But we all have circle dies. If you don't have a 2-inch punch, I think most of us would have kept our punches because they're so versatile. Okay, so I'm just going to, on a white piece of cardstock, I'm just going to stamp this gorgeous thank you. And I'm going to do that in Starry Sky. I'm just going to do Starry Sky, thank you. And then without re-inking, I'm just going to huff on that and I'm going to stamp over my sentiment just to have a little bit of a background so it will give it a little bit of texture in behind. So you can do texture with stamping, but you can also do texture other ways as well. But can you see there? It's just added a little bit of texture in behind the sentiment by using just a really, really light shade and a similar shape of what we're actually using when it's coming to our card. So I'm just going to, 2 inches is probably too big. I'm going to go and grab my 1 3/4 inch because 2 inches is too big. Okay. So 1 3/4 inch, I'm going to cut that sentiment just like that. So can you see there how we've got that nice leafy image? You love my nails? They are quite cute, aren't they? Look at them. My nail lady is awesome, honestly. Anything that you say to her, she will have a go at it, which is fantastic. So I actually love that about my nail lady. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the Label Me Lovely punch, and I think I'm going to bring in some of the Orchid Oasis, and I'm going to punch one of those. And I'm going to punch it in the middle there because I might be able to use this as a layer. Okay, so I've punched it up far enough that I'm going to be able to probably cut that as a layer and use it as a layer in behind here. So can you see how this is starting to come together? Okay. Now, I think I'm going to do it on a Starry Sky base. And this is simple stamping. Like, honestly, a little bit of torn designer series paper, a little bit of stamping with a leafy image and a sentiment. That is all we've done so far. So if you're out there and you're saying, I don't think I can craft, I don't think I cards, it's all too difficult, I'm not that crafty. As you can see, I have hardly done anything here and this is looking gorgeous. So of course, you know me, I need to have ribbon. So I'm going to do a Starry Sky layer, an Orchid Oasis layer in behind there to tie in my sentiment label. So I'm going to cut that to size and I'm going to use the one that I cut that piece out of because I don't want to waste cardstock. Okay, so this is being frugal with our cardstock as well. And 5.5 that way. Okay, so there you go. So that one is going to be able to layer up in underneath that. Now, I know that you've all been getting a little bit worried about me lately because I haven't been putting ribbons on things. So I want to tell you right now, don't panic. I haven't lost my ribbons. I'm going to grab some ribbon and pop some ribbon on. So I'm going to do the Starry Sky ribbon here. So, of course, these beautiful in colors. We have a lovely in color, shimmery, beautiful ribbon. It is honestly stunning. So I'll adhere those two pieces together. So this set, even though it's a cup of tea set, you can use the flowers out of it, like, because as you can see here, I haven't even used a cup on this. at the moment, and it's looking beautiful anyway. So you've got to realize that a lot of the time with stamp sets that we can get so much more out of our stamp sets by using different elements. You can actually get a totally different look. Now I've got to try and find there's my Seal Plus. I was going to say I've got to try and find my Seal Plus here. And I'm just going to pop a bit of ribbon coming down through that textured part. Okay, so I'm going to pop some Seal Plus on the back of my card for my ribbon to pop into. And so I put a bit of Seal Plus top and bottom, and I just stick my ribbon into that Seal Plus on one side, turn it over, line it up, get it nice and straight, and pop it in there. Okay. Should have checked where everything was before I went live this morning. I'm searching for things. My scissors, and cut that off. Okay. So we've got that happening there. Now I'm going to grab some dimensionals and we'll pop things up on some dimensionals. So I want to pop this layer up onto the front of my card for a start. Now adding dimension also gives that wow factor to your crafting. So a lot of people, if you're going to post it, the majority, I don't think that there would be one card of mine that I wouldn't pay extra postage, large letter postage on. And it's because I always have a lot of height in my cards with my dimensionals, and I like a lot of texture, and sometimes texture comes by actually giving some different heights to your cards as well. So hello, welcome everybody. So please feel free, jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Now also, I would really, really like it if you could give me the thumbs up, because when you give me the thumbs up on YouTube or Facebook and YouTube love that. So that helps me get my crafting out to more people. So it would be really, really appreciated if you could give me the thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. All right, so I'm now going to pop that onto the front of my card. Now I'm going to stand up. This is how I get these layers straight, because everyone says, how do you do it? You get one go at this when you've got dimensionals. So I stick my fingers in underneath and I line it up that I've got it hovering just over the top, that I can see that I've got an even border all the way around, and then I press it down. Okay, standing up is better. When you get over it, you can see it a lot better, and you'll find that placing that won't be as hard and difficult. If you're sitting here and you're at an angle and you're sitting back from it, you'll find that you will actually have a hard time trying to layer it all up. Hey Merlin, how are you? I'm glad you caught me live. You love this card? Well, I'm glad you love the card. All right, so I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of that sentiment, then I'm going to pop it up onto that other Label Me Lovely layer. Okay, so I'll do that. And then that is going to come in here. So I'm going to pop that up as well, and that's going to add a little bit more texture as well. So we'll pop that up. Whoops. So far, people, I've used two stamps, the sentiment label and the leaf stamp, and a couple of punches. Okay, so we have that. So we've got that gorgeous look there. Of course, we're going to tie a bow. Now I struggle. I'm going to tell you before I even start with this ribbon, I struggle with it because it's so thin. Okay, now that's the only reason. So it's because I've got fat little chubby fingers. And because I've got fat little chubby fingers, trying to do a little fine bow is hard. I don't struggle with normal ribbon, but I do struggle. You all know I struggle with baker's twine. I struggle with linen thread, and I struggle with anything that is quite fine and thin. All right. So, but that is only because of my fat, chubby little fingers. So who else has that problem? Although maybe you don't want to admit that you got fat, chubby little fingers. I'm okay. You see my fingers all the time. You know they're fat and chubby. I did have somebody say to me one day, do you have problems with fluid? I said, no, I've just got fat, chubby little fingers. That's all it is. You love the new ribbon, Kayla? Hello, Kayla. Welcome. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus down the bottom there, pop that gorgeous ribbon in. And then, of course, because we've got our beautiful in colors on this card, I'm going to add a little bit more texture with some of the gorgeous dots that go with this. So I'm going to use my handy dandy take your pick tool, and I'm going to grab some of those. Now these are actually, you can see here, they go from dark to light, so you can get a lot of different color changes by using the darker ones and the lighter ones. So these ones here are the Starry Sky, and these ones here are the Orchid Oasis. So you can see that there is not a great deal of difference in the colors. They do fade to lighter. So if you wanted to use one color but actually use the lighter side, you can, or if you want to do the darker side on both. So it's totally up to you how you want to go with that. But I'm just going to pop one there. I'm going to pop another little one, whoops, there, and I'm going to grab a lighter Orchid Oasis, one of the dark Orchid Oasis, and I'm just going to, oops, pop that just there like that. So we've got a really, really cute card. Now for the insert, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of the front of this card into the inside of the card. So I do need a scrap piece of paper. So I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper over here somewhere. Do I have a scrap? There's a scrap. Okay, because I want to just protect my work surface. So once again, I'm going to take that stamp and I'm going to add a little bit of this front of the card. I'm going to take to the inside of the card. So first of all, I'm going to use my Starry Sky. Actually, no, I'm going to use my Orchid Oasis first because it's the lighter one out of the two. All right, so I'm just going to use my Orchid Oasis and I'm just going to stamp some, and I'm changing it around down the side of the card. Okay. Now, what I also like to do too is to stamp off and stamp on. Okay, stamp off and stamp on, stamp off and stamp on, and stamp off and stamp on. Okay, so you can see there, we've got a difference in the colors just by having first stage stamping and second stage stamping. So first generation, second generation. So in other words, if you want to get a lighter color with your stamps and inks, then you can just stamp off and get a lighter color. So you can explode your color scheme by actually using first stage stamping, second stage stamping. So so you can get a lot more out of your color range. Oh, Matthew, that's okay that you're late. It's totally okay. All right, so I'm not going to put anything else on the inside of that. I'm just going to adhere that to the inside, and we have got one gorgeous card. Okay. So just like that. Okay. So there you have it. One simple, easy card. Okay. So now what I want to do is with this card, I want to take it a little step further. Okay, so I like that, and it's got nice texture, but I feel like it needs something a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to change it up just a little bit. So I've still got this designer series paper here. Okay, so I'm going to use another piece of this designer series paper, and I'm going to create another card by doing a similar thing. So I'm going to use this one here that I've actually cut that sentiment out of, because I want to, once again, use what we have. So I'm going to cut that down because I need to have it cut down so I don't get into the same mistake what I did the last time. So I'll cut it down so that I've got it 1/8 of an inch smaller. There. Okay. Now, of course, what I'm actually going to do with this, I'm going to adhere that. I'm going to cut it. Oh, I might just cut a strip of that. We might just cut it maybe like that I've got a strip and I'm going to save that bit of paper again for something else. So you can see here we're using a lot of this paper, and ooh, no, I needed it bigger than that. Let's use a different piece. I was going to cover that hole and then I just mucked up then. See, we all make mistakes. So I'm just going to cut that down 1/8 of an inch smaller. Okay, let's start like this. We've got another piece here that we're going to be able to glue on. Okay. So now what I'm actually going to do is this piece here, instead of having it nice and plain like that, I'm actually going to run this through an embossing folder. So I've got a couple of embossing folders out here at the moment. Now I have one that is called the Thanks and Hello. Now these are little mini embossing folders and they're great for our mini cut and emboss machines. Now in this one we get two different folders. So and I think it's saying thanks and hello. So merci and thanks is that one. And this one here is hello. So it has everything saying, yeah, hello. Okay, so how you want to work it, because it's all different languages. So for English, you just look for the word thanks, and here it's got hello. So I'm actually going to do, this is a thank you card again. So I'm actually going to run this through this embossing machine. Now, it doesn't matter that it's going to be, that the cardstock is going to be wider than my embossing folder, because I really want to emboss that bottom part of it. And I really want to get, I'm going to line it up at the bottom of some of those words, but I really want to get our English version that it says thanks and thank you to happen down the bottom. Okay, so now with our embossing folders, this is a thin embossing folder, so it's not one of our 3D ones. So a lot of people struggle when it comes to what sandwich do I have when it comes to. So because this one is a thin one, we're going to have just our base number 1 plate. So just bear with me while I grab that. So we're just going to have our base number 1 plate. Now, if you look on our plate, you can see that it says here for die cutting, you have number 1 plate, number 2 plate, and 2 number 3 plates. Embossing folders, hinge first, number 1 plate and 2 cutting plates. So that's for thin embossing folders. Now it says here, using with 3D embossing folders, you use the base plate and our grey plate. Okay, so our die cutting machine actually tells us exactly what combination, what sandwiches we need to use. And a sandwich is the combination of plates that you're going to use to be able to emboss. So because I've got a thin thin embossing folder, I'm going to use, and pardon my cutting plates because they are quite used, I'm going to use a cutting plate on the bottom. I'm going to use my embossing folder, hinge first, going through my machine first, and another cutting plate on top. And that's all we have to use for a thin die. And I do apologize for my table because it is not my regular stable table that I normally have. Now, when we open this up, we're going to get that gorgeous embossed look. Okay, so embossing is a great way of adding texture to our card. Okay, so I'm going to pop that out of the way. So our embossing folders, we've got a large range of embossing folders through our online store that you can have a bit of a play around with, but stick way of adding some texture to your card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that on the top of the card like that, and then I've got that gorgeous embossed look down below. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some glue. Good morning, Glenda. Hello, welcome. How are things with you? This is just to spoil you, Glenda, for the Stamps Club, because this is the set we're using for Stamps Club this month. So I decided to play around with it a little bit and have a bit of fun with it so that I could show you how versatile this stamp set is. Okay, so we have that. I'm now going to turn that over and just trim that piece off. So you can see here, now this is like partial embossing. We could have actually embossed it and left a bit where we could stamp the sentiment down the bottom, so you could have the embossed look up the top and then have the sentiment stamped down the bottom. But I'm actually going to add a sentiment label onto it. So Okay, so I'm going to change this up. Then I'm going to pop a bit of our Starry Sky as a layer underneath. So I'm just going to cut a layer for that. Okay. So I'm going to have a Starry Sky layer under here, and I'm going to use a beautiful Orchid Oasis base. Okay. So we have that and that. So now this one, I'm just going to change the orientation of this one. So this one's going to go as a landscape card, not a portrait card. So it gives a little bit of a different feel to it as well. And I'm going to do a similar thing that I'm going to do the thank you. Let me see here. I just wanted to add to this one a little bit more compared to the first one. And I'm going to stamp some of those gorgeous leaves and cut them out. So I'm going to use that scrap piece that I've got here. I'm also going to stamp the thank you like we did before. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll run over that again so that you know what we're doing, because I want to do it before I ink up that stamp again. So I'm going to ink the thank you. We'll do it about there. Okay, so ink up the thank you. Without re-inking this leafy image, I'm going to huff on it, and we're going to stamp it over the top of that. Again, to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of colour in behind our sentiment layer. Then I'm going to grab my 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm going to punch it out. Okay, so we have our sentiment ready for that. I'm also going to, for this one, I'm going to do a Starry Sky, Label Me Lovely, like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to, that scrap piece there, I'm going to stamp some of these gorgeous leaves. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of Orchid Oasis. So we've got one there, we've got one there. And I think I'm going to cut out of Starry Sky, out of the designers, out of the cardstock. I'm going to cut the other ones out. All right. So I'm just going to pop those over there. I'm going to grab my die and my die cutting machine, and I'm going to cut out these gorgeous leaves. So now, once again, for the cutting of this one, we're actually going to use, well, I'm going to use my magnetic cutting plate, because we've got one coming soon, so we'll be able to use it soon, but I'm using my old one here. Okay, so I'm going to cut out some of these leaves. So that's one. So we have them there. Another one here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to, oh, and that one moved a little bit, but it's okay. It will do. For this video, it will do. I'm going to stamp some of these in Starry Sky on the Starry Sky cardstock, and then that and that. And I'm also going to cut out a couple of these just plain ones. I'm going to do something else with it as well. So am I keeping you excited? The white on the card looks like snow. It would make a beautiful wintry scene. Yes, it could. Virginia is saying that. All right, so I'm just going to cut out these two, and then I'm going to cut out a couple more, but I'm going to do something a little bit different with the ones that I'm going to cut out. That. Sorry for the wobbling table. I apologize ahead of time. There's one. And another one. There. I think I want, I don't know whether I'd have enough. Oh, I might try. Got a bit left over here. Let's see if we can cut out some white ones. I can get one there, but I don't think I'm going to get two. That's the issue. I think I can get one. I wanted to get two. Anyway, we'll do one that way. I have got that. Physically don't think I can get a second one. I might be able to do that and pop it in behind, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we can pop that one in behind. It might. I'm really being frugal today, aren't I? We can't quite get a full one, but I could be able to pop it in behind and it will look like a full one anyway. Okay. Oh, and while I've got this out, I'm going to do one more thing. So I'm going to grab that base plate again. And I have my grey plate here because I have this other time-worn type. Now this one is a 3D embossing folder, but what I actually want to do is I want to pop all of these in. This is called time-worn type. I want to pop all of my die cuts in here. And this is going to add texture onto our die cuts as well. Okay, so we've got them all in the embossing folder. So of course this one's a 3D one, so we're actually going to just pop it onto that number 1 plate and our number 4 plate over the top. Okay, so number 1 plate, our embossing folder with all of our pieces in, and our number 4 plate because it's a 3D embossing folder. So it's the last combination that's on that base plate. So for anyone that is brand new to our cut and emboss machines and they don't understand those sandwiches, this video will actually help you to work out the exact sandwiches that you need to be able to use it. Now, you're going to see here, can you see? We've got texture on all of those die cuts. So not only, and you know, people are going to look at it and go, there is something about this card, but I can't pinpoint what it is. And it's the texture that you've added just creates a little bit more interest to what you're doing. And some of these simple touches really takes your card making to a whole new level. And you know what? You don't have to be a card maker that's been card making for years to be able to add these special little extra touches to give that different look to your card. Okay, so now let's get this baby together. So I'm going to glue that onto my Starry Sky layer. You love the time-worn type, Karen, I know. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah saying, give me the thumbs up if you're liking what I'm doing and helping you with this morning. Please hit that thumbs up button. YouTube and Facebook really like that. Okay, so because we used the Starry Sky on that one, I'm going to use the Orchid Oasis. I think I am, yeah, on this card so that we can showcase some of these gorgeous ribbons that we're using. So, of course, these are all in our new in color range. So, of course, we're all excited because we've got new in colors to play with. So I'm going to pop a little bit of Seal Plus on the back there. I'm going to pop my ribbon into there. So this is the Orchid Oasis ribbon. No worries, Deborah. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Now this one, I'm actually just going to glue it straight down. I'm not going to pop it up this time. I'm going to glue it straight down because I'm going to pop up my sentiments. So of course, if you're loving the in colors, the in color starter kit is an awesome way to start off with your crafting. Getting the 5 ink pads for a start for free. I mean, it's $116.50 for free that you get in the starter kit on top of the already choosing $235 worth of product for only $169. So it's actually only happening. I'm just going to bring in commercial. It's only happening from the 3rd of May to the 31st of May. So you get the 5 in color ink pads. You get an assortment pack of the in color cardstock, the A4 cardstock. So you're going to get a whole pack. You're going to get 20 sheets of cardstock, so 4 of each color. You're also going to get a pack of a mixture of 6x6 in color designer series paper, and you're also going to get a pack of grid paper to be able to protect your work surface, on top of choosing $235 worth of product, and you're only going to pay $169, and it gets delivered to your door freight free. So then you can enjoy a discount for the next, what are we now? So we're part of the way through the quarter, so you're going to get at least 5 months of discount, no matter what, no matter whether you don't make the minimum quarterly amount or not. And the minimum quarterly amount, I need to tell you, a lot of people worry about that minimum quarterly amount, and honestly, it's like a bundle and some cardstock or some embellishments per month. That's about all you end up spending, so it's not too bad. And it's sort of one of those things that if you don't make the quarterly amount, it's okay. You drop and you rejoin, you purchase a starter kit again, and you go again. So I feel like there's too much emphasis put on staying current. I mean, we all like you to stay current. We all like you to be a part of our crafty community. But I feel like sometimes there's like way too much emphasis put on keeping yourself current. So, of course, we've got all these gorgeous, beautiful embossed pieces now that we can pop on this card. So I'm just going to make a cute arrangement. I think I want to do we'll pop that one coming down through there. I'll pop that one coming down through there because no one's going to know that it's been cut off. You didn't know that, did you? Okay, I'm going to do one there, the beautiful white one coming in through there, and the same thing up the top. So one up there and one there. I did see something that one of my friends was doing over in the US. Wendy Cranford, she showed this, and I was like, it was on, I think, a reel or something. But I was so surprised when she did it. She arranged all of her bits like that and then used the press and seal. Glenda's saying best joining offer. I'm going to highlight that. I need to tell you, it is the best joining offer in a long time. Merlene, I am telling you, you will absolutely, definitely. Please, I'm happy to even come and see you and help you out. But yes, it's a great offer. Totally great offer. Yeah. So anyway, my friend, I love hearing comments like that. Merlene might have to think seriously about this offer. I think a lot of people need to think seriously about the offer. All right. So here I'm just going to, I sort of want to create that a little bit more off that way. But she actually did pressed and sealed all that, turned it over, put her glue on it, stuck it down onto a card and pulled the press and seal off. So, you know, like when it comes to like decorating and setting it all out where you want to put it, sometimes something like that could be a real help to help you, yeah, pop it and get it sitting exactly where you want it to be. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to probably pop up, I think I'm going to pop up that white one so that it will look like it's popped up off that. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals. I'm just going to grab one dimensional. I'm going to pop it on the top of that leaf, and I'm then going to add some glue on the bottom because I actually just want it to sort of kick up underneath. So I want it to still stay flat underneath my, underneath my sentiment label, but I want it to kick up in that top part. So that's going to add dimension and kick up, but still leave it flat underneath where I'm going to pop my label on. So these three here, I'm just going to add a bit of glue and pop them around where I think they should be. There. And there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to pop a dimensional up on that top section of it and add a little bit of glue on that bottom so it stays nice and flat where I'm going to pop my sentiment. My sentiment I'm going to pop anyway, but it allows for less bulk underneath the sentiment layer. Okay, so you can see there I've still got a flat section that I can pop my sentiment down into there. Then I'm going to just add some dimensionals right where I'm going to pop my layer. Whoops. Peel off the backings, and then I can just sit my sentiment down in there. There. And I'm then going to pop my sentiment just in there like that. Okay. So you can see here we've got two different types of texture. So we've got texture just with the cardstock and a little bit of stamping in behind. So the designer series paper, I'm sorry, is creating that texture. Here we've added more texture by actually embossing and using some embossing folders just to add texture to our focal point. So adding texture to our die cuts and also adding texture in that back panel there. So of course now I'm going to do a bow, and I think I'm going to put my bow up on that top corner. Whoops. And the struggle is real, people. Here I am struggling with this thin ribbon. It's lovely, but I struggle. I get a bow to happen here. There we go. It finally happened. The colours are getting you every time, Merlene. I know. They're stunning. Very bright and cheerful in colours, I think. It's really, really nice. I think the last lot of in colours were, I don't know, a little bit more subtle, where these ones are a lot brighter. So, and I think we all love bright colours. So I'm just going to pop my bow. I think I might actually pop my bow on my sentiment layer there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus just on that top part of my sentiment layer there, and I'm going to pop my bow into there. So we have that, and then of course some cute little embellishments here. So I might do Starry Sky one here and some cute little, oh, I lost one there. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is on my hand. They're tiny, tiny. Okay, so cute little ones like this. Just there. All right, and of course, we're going to do a nice layer in here underneath. So we're going to do the same thing as what we did on this card. I'm just going to take that gorgeous stamp, only this time I'm going to do it in Starry Sky, just to show you the difference in the stamping. And I'm going to do down below here. Whoops, and it's okay. I missed that stamping properly, but it's okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off and stamp back on. Stamp off and stamp back on. Stamp off and stamp back on. And stamp off and stamp back on. Okay, so there we have a gorgeous border that is going to bring some of that front of that card to the inside of the card, and we will glue that on the inside. All right, so we're just going to pop that in there. Hey, Jackie, how you going? All the way from Perth. It'll be early for you over there. Very early for you. You'd be laying up in bed watching me craft this morning. Because I think, is it 3 hours behind us? I'm nearly sure. 3 hours behind. So there you have two gorgeous cards. And believe it or not a cup of tea in sight at this stage. But I'm telling you, keep watching, because I'm going to be bringing you more and more with this gorgeous cup of tea set. So as I said, any of the items that I have used, except for all the inks and things this morning, the stamp set, the embossing folders, are all in that show more box down below. So you can click on those links and they will take you straight to my online store. If you're interested in getting this gorgeous starter kit special and popping these in colors in for free in your starter kit, $116.50 for free, then please feel free to reach out to me. If you wanted to give me a call, then by all means contact me. This is my host code for the month. So if you want to know the monthly host code, you'll see there, May, it's on the screen there now, my May monthly host code. You can find my website by going to stampinwithdonnag.com, or you can call me on my mobile 0421 725015. So if you have some questions about the starter kit and would like to have a chat with me, then by all means, please feel free to give me a call. I would be more than happy to help you out and have a bit of a chat with you. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with me here this morning in my craft room, in my bedroom. Everyone keeps saying, what's happened to your craft room? I'm crafting in my bedroom. I'm living with my mum and dad at the moment, in between where I'm actually going to relocate. So this is what you get to see for a little while. So thank you very much for spending a bit of time with me. If you're watching back the replay, please feel free to comment, say hello, give me the thumbs up if you liked what I did, and happy crafting, everyone. And I will see you all